Before we jump into today's show, we are very excited to share that we are part of Spotlight.
Spotlight is a project from Apple Podcasts, which is highlighting a creator or creative team every couple of months. And the editorial team have chosen me and Lauren and us, the Self-Care Club /40ish for the month of September. Thank you, Apple Podcasts. And if you haven't seen our very stupid reel on Instagram celebrating the Apple Spotlight, please go on and have a look.
There's nothing like watching two women in their mid-40s making dicks of themselves in a supermarket. So enjoy it. We
hung out with the apples.
We hung out with all of the apples.
Because of Apple Podcasts. Get it?
Yeah. We hope you enjoy Self-Care Club and our new show 40ish. And please do follow and subscribe. It makes a huge difference to us. And don't forget that you can listen ad-free to both this show and 40ish when you subscribe to our channel for less than the price of 1 cup of coffee or matcha or whatever it is you want to buy in a cup.
Or kombucha.
No one's buying that.
Mushroom tea.
Yeah, that. It's definitely cheaper than mushroom tea.
Hello, I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Laura Mishkon. And this is your weekly wellness roundup where we are bringing all of the feedback from you guys, from our Self-Care Club community, and having a little chat about what's going on with us, what's going on in wellness, and what's going on in the world.
You know, just a little show.
How are you?
Well, we're not doing the whole world. This is not...
No, I can't deal with the
it's
whole
not
world
This is
today.
politics.
No, all this is history. Although we did a lot
All this is entertainment.
A lot of history on Monday's show. Had our homeboy Socrates mentioned in
No,
there.
it wasn't a lot of history.
It was a bit.
And then
A blob.
And I agreed with him.
You did.
I had actually I'd sort of paraphrased before he came onto the scene in Self-Care Club. So I was ahead of my time.
You were. You were like Caecilius est in atrium.
I don't know who that is, and let's not talk about Greek gods. I couldn't give a shit.
I know you're not a fan of the Greek gods. That was a little bit of Latin for you. How are you this week? You've got a new cardigan, so that's nice.
I have got a new cardigan. It took somebody else coming on to mention it.
I actually felt like I'd seen it on you before. Do you have one similar?
No, you asked me that 20 minutes
I
ago.
felt like
the answer is still no.
I really feel like I'd already seen it. Obviously I hadn't, but I feel like you have something very similar that
I don't think I
jumper
do
or
because I've
something.
always wanted it's a pastel rainbow knitted cardigan.
It's very
and I'm very
pretty.
happy with it.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
So that's what's going on. I actually, okay, I'll be honest. I can't stop shopping. I go through these phases. They do stop eventually. I've bought a lot.
Yeah.
Nothing expensive.
Yeah.
But it needs to stop now.
Okay. Need me to cut up your credit card?
No. I just need to stop. I need to be responsible for myself.
I've had a little surprise bout of COVID. It was a gift from my dear friend Catherine. She phoned me and said, "Hi, just wondering if Sunday was a super spreader event at my house because we've all got COVID. How are you?" And I was like, that would make sense of why I've got a sore throat and a headache and I feel like shit. And then I did the retro thing and bought a test because
I can't believe you did that.
Do you know why? Because I was seeing people who have some health concerns and I thought, I don't want to deliberately give them COVID. I went into the pharmacist, do you still sell such thing as a COVID test? They said, oh, yes, we sell them all the time.
And then there was this morning, obviously, when you'd tested positive for COVID and you just disappeared on me.
I felt like 7 shades of shit. I had 3 days. All I did was sit in bed or on the sofa on my phone. I did so much shopping to the point where I don't actually even now know what's coming.
You know, when I have COVID, I do a lot of shopping.
Well, I can't see anyone. I can't leave the house. I can't do anything. So, and I don't have the head for work or proper reading or anything. You haven't got the head for anything. All I could watch was Queer Eye because there was no plot to follow. It's just shit, but it was so quick. 3 days and I was done. Tested negative, finished.
Great.
But I've also done a lot of shopping.
When I texted you and you were ignoring me and I was like, okay, well, hello. I'm like, hello, because you can't hide from me.
No.
And you do try to sometimes, but you cannot.
I never try to. I just was really feeling quite shocking.
No, you do try to.
I don't.
But the thing is that you were online the whole time. So every time I was
fucking shopping, wasn't I?
No, but I could see you were on WhatsApp. So I thought, well, she's talking to somebody. She wasn't talking to me. My messages weren't ticking blue. Like, what the fuck is going on? She's like ignoring me. Well, this is new.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hello. Because I had questions and things to ask you. You know, I like to drive you a bit mad.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
And then she just wrote back, COVID. Well, all right. Okay. I understand you're feeling shit. But, you know.
That's so shit.
Anyway. And then I said to you, okay, I'll leave you alone. I just need to know if you were free on this particular date. You ignored me. I thought, okay, well, I'll just say yes to it anyway, which I did. And then,
Classic.
Yeah, classic. Well, I thought if she's away, she'll tell me, but she was ignoring me, and I thought, okay, she's really moody. I'm just going to leave her alone. And then you called me later, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were not happy.
Oh, I've been so bored. But I tell you what, I have had a lot of time with the telly. I've now got a problem because it's now leading up to that season where I just basically now can't go out for 4 months because I'm going to miss too much. Maths has started. Are you on it?
We're not.
You're not on it.
Should I be?
Well, I'm in. I'm in and I'm all in.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's great. I didn't do Love Island and I feel like maths is much more my thing. Love is Blind and maths I love.
Daisy and I were discussing last night whether it's too late to start.
No, because they've only had 4 weddings. So
and also you can forward a lot of the bump.
You can. It's true. So I'm
You get
all
a bit
in.
of backstory and they're like, okay, got it, done.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I'll tell you what else has started on BBC iPlayer. Apple Never Falls, which I read the book 2 years ago, which was a great book. And they've now made a 7-part TV series with Annette Bening, Sam Neill, and the boy from White Lotus. And it's
the one that was in
him.
One Day.
No, not him, the other one. And
who's the other one?
I can't remember his name, but as soon as you see him, you'll recognise him. And it's
The
about
fit one.
He's quite nice looking. He's easy on the eye, but so Sam Neill. It's about a couple who used to run a tennis coaching academy who have just retired, and the woman, the wife, disappears.
Oh, my parents were telling me about
and
this
they've
last
got
night.
4 kids. Anyway,
Okay.
it's great.
All right.
It's
well, I need
great.
something. Okay.
Even though I know the story because I've read the book, it's really good.
Okay. I will do that. I mean, my TV has been shocking.
Really?
Shocking.
In the COVID fog, I decided to watch Mother's Instinct, that movie with Anne Hathaway and Jessica Chastain.
Is it good?
No, give that a miss.
Okay.
Dark as hell.
Oh, it looks dark.
Oh my God, I did
looks
not
dark.
realise. And when you're in a COVID fog, you don't need that kind of darkness. It did not put me in a good mood on Friday, I tell you.
Have we got any feedback from our lovely listeners about change?
So much.
Oh, go on. Tell us.
That was our subject of the week, wasn't it?
Last week, yeah.
Why so many of us find it hard, not you, others like me, how to adapt to it.
Yeah.
I even came up with an acronym.
Yep.
The ADAPT.
Beautiful.
acronym.
Absolutely beautiful.
Really
that
happy
was.
with that, you know.
Came up with that in COVID, didn't you?
I was so pleased with myself. Actually, I did that pre-COVID. I wouldn't have been able to come up with it in COVID. Okay, here we go. This is the feedback. The biggest change happened to me last week when I dropped my only child at university over 200 miles away.
Oh, it's just awful.
I just did my
awful.
I just did my breathing movement session I've done since long COVID, and I can't stop crying. I kept it together when I was with her, and I cried uncontrollably in the car back. It's such a powerful grief. I feel a bit undone and exposed. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much I remember this feeling. I realise how much I disassociate and armour myself. I need to watch myself as my coping mechanism is to retreat and isolate, and I know that I need to connect with people instead.
Beautiful.
Oh God, I feel you.
I am sending so much love to you because I don't know how I'm going to be if and when Daisy goes to uni.
It's real hard.
Yeah.
It does get easier. I enjoy change. Go with the flow. Obviously, massive changes take a bit more emotional energy.
Oh, she's like me.
She's like you.
She's like me.
I don't cope with change well. It's the unknown / will it be better or worse?
That's like you.
But some change we can avoid. Well, can we? Can we?
I think change is a really healthy thing.
It is healthy.
I think it's really good for you.
healthy.
I was having a conversation with 2 of my girlfriends today because they both listened to the Friendship Show, and this does correlate. And they were basically saying how, one of them was saying that she went out with someone, and they were talking about old friends. They're like, you always have to prioritize your old friends, and your old friends are your best friends, and that's it. And you stay very loyal to them, and blah blah blah. And she was like, but what if that doesn't work for you anymore? What if you don't want to be that close with these, old friends anymore? What if your loyalty is kind of running out? Like, are you not allowed to change your friendships if you change? And my feeling is, well, you evolve and you do change as a person. So therefore your boundaries change, your needs change, and the people around you probably should shift and shape who you are now.
Mm. Yes.
And if it's with your oldest friends, I'm still friendly with all my old friends.
Me too.
Then that's a very, very special thing. But I don't think that's always the case.
No, it's not. It's not. Valid. All valid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this person's like you. I like change. Change is good.
Was that it?
That was it. That was the whole comment.
I think it's really healthy for
Wow,
you.
that sounds so healthy.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one. We dropped my eldest daughter at uni at the weekend. Oh, I've been very up and down. Feels so very strange and I don't like it, even though she's having a great time so far.
Yeah.
I'm keeping busy and frantic at work, which means I don't have too much time to dwell, but I miss her plain and simple.
I just cannot.
And I have to adjust to that. I'm getting there, processing, adjusting slowly. Went into her room at the weekend, which was progress. She's super happy, but wow, the change is so hard.
But thank God she's super happy, because the
that
change would
makes a
be
difference.
so difficult if she wasn't.
That does make such a difference.
I know I haven't been through it, so it's very easy for me to say, but they're doing exactly what you want them to be doing.
You don't have children to keep them. You have children to let them go. And if you've done a good job, then they feel confident and safe to leave your nest and go out into the world. And I think that's the purpose, right? That's the purpose.
Daisy's she's like my bestie, and we spent so much time together, and I can't even imagine it.
I said to my friend the other day who was going through it, I was like, you are not an empty nester, you are a bird launcher. She was like, yes, okay, I'm going to keep that one. I'm a bird launcher. And you have to look at it like that, because
it's a terrible phrase, the empty nester.
And if your nest is full of adult children who do not feel confident and capable of making their own way in the world, my friend, you've not done a great job there. Because
I don't think it's
they need to fly.
They do.
They're supposed to.
They are, but it doesn't mean that that's down to bad parenting.
Not always, but
it doesn't.
I feel like confident, happy kids eventually should be
Agreed.
Going. Bye.
And
love you.
And there is so much difficulty and complexity around for kids nowadays, and there never was before. And I just think if you are in that position where your kids aren't able to go and fly the nest, because
sometimes it's financial, because who can afford to buy a house anymore? So they go to uni and then you're stuck home with them forever and ever. That's happened a lot now.
It's not just because you've done a bad job, is what I'm saying.
My neighbour has got all three of their adult sons and a girlfriend living back at home with them. They are like, yeah, it is. That's their change. Like, we never expected this.
I couldn't.
I'm
not down with that.
We kind of thought they'd be gone by now.
I had this dream last week. I cannot tell you how much it has stayed with me. I dreamt that I had a baby.
Oh
and
no.
I really didn't want this baby. And everyone, like my kids were happy about it. My husband was delighted with it. And I was like holding this baby thinking, I know you're cute and I know that I love you, but I don't want you. I don't want to be tied down to you anymore. I'm free now. Why can't I be free now? And all day when I woke up, day I walked around thinking, I'm so happy that was a dream. I was so happy I wasn't, stuck with another fucking baby.
What do you think that was? I wish we had our dream therapist back on the show. She'd know what that was about.
I don't know. It's something about freedom.
Yeah. Because I said to you on the main show that Ollie and I are both dreaming about Josh as a baby, because he's not a baby anymore. It's very funny how these things happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel for you, uni mum. You are not alone. There are so many parents going through all that. And the funny thing is, the dads in the main seem to be really fine with it.
I reckon Adam will be fine if Daisy goes. How was Ollie when Max went?
He was totally fine. And he kept saying to me, this is what is supposed to happen. This is healthy. This is good. This is life. If he was sitting in his bedroom, rocking in a corner, unable to go to university, we'd have a problem. We don't have a problem. We have a great kid who's really excited to go to university.
All of that. But you're still allowed to feel it, and you're still allowed to feel sad for yourself, and you're still allowed to process that big shift that there's suddenly, you're not making them breakfast every morning and you don't get to kiss them goodnight every night.
I mean, I wasn't really doing either of those things, but
I'm also not allowed to kiss my youngest goodnight anymore.
there was just a general feeling like the cord had been stretched too far.
Yeah,
Like,
I get that.
Go out when you want, make your own meals, come in at 2 a.m, whatever. But like the cord was stretched 200 miles and it was just like, oh, you're so far from me. It's really hard.
And then there was that day that he'd hurt his finger. It was really difficult,
God,
wasn't
he
it?
sliced the top of his finger off and I wasn't there. Yeah. It's difficult to stop mumming.
Yeah.
Because you've done mumming for 18 years and then you're just not.
Well, I went
you're just
away
not.
with my parents in the summer.
Yeah.
It was post-back surgery and they were in Spain for a month. They'd rented a flat. So I just flew out there for a few days for a bit of R&R just to kind of recover. And it was absolutely gorgeous. But my dad and my best friend who lives in Miami happened to be in Spain in the same part of town.
Yeah.
For one night, we overlapped. So we were like tickled pink. So I went out for dinner with her. And my dad was like, take a key. How are you getting there? How are you getting home? And he couldn't.
Oh, I just love
stop
that.
And he reminded me to take this fucking key about 12 times. And in the end I said, Dad, I don't know how I'm getting home, but I'm 47 and I will figure it out. And he goes, you know, I can't not be your dad.
It's true. But it's so true.
Yeah. And I said, you know what? I will be exactly the same with my kids.
Yeah. Anyway, uni mums, we are feeling you this week. I just want to send them some love because I really remember it. And the last person said, I remember to lean into the moment and lean on the people who love me and be grateful.
Oh,
That's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
And very, very sensible. Bit of asking for help there.
Bit
and
of asking.
And using gratitude.
I mean, that is just self-care personified.
Well done. You've clearly been listening to our show for a long time.
Oh, it would help if you did.
I did all right this week. I did okay.
You did. You did.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive.
Are you driving your car or doing the laundry right now? Podcasts go best when they're bundled with another activity, like Progressive Home and Auto policies. They're best when bundled too.
Having these two policies together makes insurance easier and could help you save. Customers who save by switching their home and car insurance to Progressive save over $775 on average.
Quote a home and car bundle today at progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $779 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.
Should we finish off with a wellness trend?
Go on.
Voluntary celibacy or being boy sober?
Boy sober.
What is boy sober? Oh, like not going near boys.
Yeah.
Maybe you haven't encountered the term boy sober, but you've probably come across its non-gendered synonym, celibacy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're rebranding celibacy now as being boy sober.
Why can't it be girl sober?
Well, it probably is girl sober for the boys. In February, a woman told the New York Times it was this year's hottest mental health craze.
Boy sober.
Being boy sober.
Or celibate. I don't know if that's a good... I don't think that is very good for you.
It's probably fine.
I don't think it is actually very good for you. You're meant to be having sex.
Come on, read the rest of it.
A few months later, actress Julia Fox revealed that she had been celibate for over 2 years. I don't think that is very good for you.
Wow.
In the spring, dating app Bumble issued an apology after its anti-celibacy ad campaign received widespread backlash. This movement of largely but non-exclusively heterosexual women comes amid a broader alleged sex recession.
A sex recession?
I mean, it's boy sober, sex recession. It's all
It just sounds like marriage to me.
Some of this disinterest in sex has been attributed to the dating app fatigue. Others see it as a reimagining of sexual politics and dynamics.
Listen, I feel there's power in it.
Sorry.
There's power in it. There is. In fact, on this...
Of course there's power in it. There's power in choosing who and when you want to sleep with somebody. Of course. But you should have that. You should have that at your fingertips anyway.
You know, there's a girl, a wife on Maths, this very beautiful ex-beauty pageant queen who's married this deaf guy. And she has been very clear from the wedding. She said, I am celibate. And he was like, oh, shit, because I was hoping to get my leg over on the wedding night. And she said, when I am not in a steady, long-term, serious relationship, I am celibate. And I've been celibate for the past 9 months. And I thought, is that celibate or is that just like not
Single?
Yeah, but then
No, but you can have.
she's single without having kind of no strings attached sex. And I thought,
I don't blame her.
There is power in that. I like that for her. I like that she owned it and she's proud of it. I thought it was great.
I think it's absolutely great. I think it's absolutely vitally important. But why are we now dressing it up as something it isn't? A woman and a man should always be in complete control over who and when they are having sex. And how and when they are having sex.
Because everything now, as we know, even if it's a perfectly normal thing, has to have a trendy TikTok rebranding.
Yes.
To make it palatable.
But this boy sober shit is
Boy
just all
sober.
sex recession.
Sex recession's ridiculous. Boy sober is quite cute. But I think own the word celibate. If you want to be celibate, be celibate. And if you want to have sex.
But I agree. But isn't that just obvious?
Clearly not. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a term in the New York Times.
It should be completely obvious. I would like to think that it would be completely obvious to my kids.
Also, would you call it a mental health craze?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You're just
either.
in charge of your own body.
Well, just how about just self-respect when it comes to who you allow into your sexual world?
And if you want to allow multiple partners into your sexual world, by all means do it. But it has to be your choice at all times. That's it.
Yeah.
This is bollocks.
Okay. Are you going boy sober?
I've been boy sober for years. No. Am I going boy sober? Well, it's difficult when you're married.
It's harder, isn't it? I don't know how that would go down if I just told Ollie I was boy sober now.
And if I just go home and say, I've decided I'm going to be celibate.
That doesn't leave him with many options, does it?
No.
No.
It's not good for a marriage.
It's not perfect. It's not ideal.
No.
Unless both people are into that. That's another practice for another week.
Celibacy. Don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
Okay. It's all right. We don't
This
have
is
to.
basically just saying, because it's called Boy Sober, it's just basically saying, oh, this is amazing. It's a mental health craze that women are now in control of who they sleep with and when. Excuse me. Women have been doing this for years. And rightly so.
And please continue.
Doesn't need a fucking term.
Everything.
This should be a part of absolute apps. This is the basics of self-care.
And self-respect.
Yeah.
Everything needs a term. That's how it is nowadays. Are you boy sober, listeners? Let us know. I want to know if anyone's owning that term.
Yeah. If you want to own it and it makes you feel good, then I'm all for it. But I just don't think you need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be who you want to be when you want to be it. Finish. Yeah. Anyway, that's our show.
Goodness, we've covered a lot of ground today.
I feel like we've been talking for hours.
I feel exhausted. I need lunch.
Do you still feel like I'm being mean to you? Because you said a
No.
few hours ago that I was being mean.
No, I feel fine now. Thanks. Do you feel like I'm being mean?
There's an edge.
Oh, no. I think that's just my post-COVID viral load talking.
Oh, that old chestnut. She said to me, I haven't been out all weekend, so I just want you to know I've got nothing to say. You'll have to tell me about your weekend. Meanwhile, I haven't been able to get a fucking word in. Haven't told her one thing about my weekend.
Oh, I look forward to hearing about it on the way home.
Okay. Anyway, we will be back on Monday with the start of our beautiful menopause mini-series. I promise you it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's not boring. It's not dry.
It's not a snore fest.
It's not
actually
dull.
very, very important and informative. And we have learnt so much from these amazing doctors, haven't we?
Tons. And so I'm inviting you all to learn some shit from us.
And it's actually really vital information. So please make sure you tune in.
Yeah. We'll see you then.